Well, hello, fellow bold not olders. How are you? And I hope you're having a fabulous day and a fabulous time. And this is exciting. We've got lots and lots of things to talk about today. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Empowered women empower women. Well, that's the topic of today's show. It's called Empowering Women. I'm going to be talking about that. Okay, leopard print hat on. I've gone a la casual today in a way because these gorgeous, gorgeous people at herteam.net, a little promotion for them, herteam.net, sent me a couple of these T-shirts. This one, Empowered Women Empower Women, and I've got a black one and a white one. And so I decided today I better get up and show you what I've done, because although I've got some pictures, I just put on this little bit of dingle-dangle jewellery onto it because I wanted to, dress it up a little bit. And I've got some jeans on and my Gucci loafers, and I've got a bit of jewellery and that on. But look, I've mostly gone, I haven't nothing around the neck because I wanted you to see this T-shirt that I've got on, and I wanted to do a little plug for herteam.net, and they're on Instagram, so you can go see them on Instagram. But I wanted to do a little plug for them. Bit of jewellery on, can't go without any jewellery. I couldn't possibly, go without anything on. So still got the bit of, purple going in my hair today. Squished it down a bit because, when you put a cap or a hat on, you squish down what you've got, don't you? So, pardon me. So, how are you? I hope that you've had a fabulous week. I hope you've had the most spectacular time. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been doing. But, I've been out of things since last weekend. I've been off my feet. I got a really, really bad, severe gastro tummy bug. You don't want to, doesn't bear thinking about or even talking about it. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. And I've been so unwell and so under the weather. I thought, about midweek, I thought, oh, God, am I ever going to, am I going to get over this? Am I going to feel better? Am I going to, get back on my feet? But I've got my mojo back a little bit today, and I'm feeling a little bit better. So able to, do my show and have a bit of a chat with you and, talk about this topic today that I'm going to talk about. But first of all, a little bit of shameless self-promotion. Things at Bold Not Old are changing, morphing, moving along, doing, new and different things. But one of the things I have been working on personally is I've been working on, COVID's been a great time, for reflection and introspection with ourselves, and helping us to, think about the things we really enjoy and the things we love, and doing the things that we, really enjoy doing. So I pulled my blog down. I've got a blog called Why Not Fabulous. Why not? That is so me. When you know me, that's so my blog. And so I've been toying with that. I've been doing a course with a fabulous young woman in the US, which I won't talk about now, but I will talk about maybe next week on the show, when I talk about that young lady who's really fabulous, earns a 7-figure income, and is certainly, hitting home runs and doing lots of fabulous things in her life. And her first name is Christina, but we'll talk about her next week. So But I've been doing a course with her, very, very reasonably priced course on blogging and how to set up, how to do the whole thing properly. So I pulled my blog down that I had, which was okay, but I've realised that, it could have been so much better and so much more interesting and so much more me. So I pulled the blog down and I'm starting a blog of the same name, Why Not Fabulous, but I figured out that it's all about fashion and lifestyle. So one of the things I'm going to be doing in that is I'm going to be featuring in that blog fashion, helping you sort out, the defining your own style and how you express that. And fashion tips and all sorts of, newsy and gossipy and news. Love. So I'm going to be doing that and, lifestyle. So a bit like, Wallis's Wanderings or Wandering Wallis. I'm going to be out wandering around, doing things in other areas. And I mentioned this before, but I haven't quite got it right. So I think I've got it together now and I'm going to be out with my iPhone. I've got a nice camera, but this iPhone thing's fabulous. So I'm going to be out with my iPhone, click around and taking lots of, pickies and being in and out people's shops and being in and out their lives and being a busybody that I am, because I love it. Love. Used to be a show in Australia here. Had a woman in it called Mrs. Jessup, and she was such a busybody. And my family nicknamed me Mrs. Jessup, so I must be some sort of busybody as well. Well, I am a busy body. I'm always doing things. I'm always chatting with people. And I'm always, sort of wanting to know what people are doing and how they're doing it and when they're doing it, why they're doing it, and in what way. Hey. So that's me. That's what I'm about. And I'm going to be doing these, wanderings around. Next week, I'm going to be off wandering. The magazine comes out. We're a little bit late with it this week because I was so sick and laid up in bed. Laid up in bed. Oh, folks, beautiful people. You have no idea. Don't get this horrible tummy bug. It's just awful. But anyway, I've been laid up in bed and but anyway, I'm out of bed now and I'm on my feet and I'm blessed and very grateful for that. So this is great, being on my feet and, getting going and doing things. And back to, being more Wallis, being more me. And so the magazine will be out by the time this show goes to air. The magazine will already be out. You may have seen it, and it's fabulous. It's got lots of fantastic things in it. I won't preempt it because it's got some really good things. I did a really interesting thing this month myself in it, a photo shoot, and that's really, really fabulous. We're going to have in future magazines, we're going to have a area which I'm going to, showcase some places and talk about different people, and that's going to be called Wandering with Wallis, and or Wallis is Wandering, or something like that. I haven't quite got the name of it yet, but it'll be something about wandering around and taking pictures and giving you a little bit of an inroad into what other people are doing. So the new blog, which will be out soon. I'm in the throes of doing it all right now, a whole new look, a whole new thing. It's absolutely fabulous. I love it. And it's still titled Why Not Fabulous, but it's a fashion and lifestyle blog. So when we can all get back to traveling and back to doing things, I'll be off doing those sorts of things as well. And I'm going to be doing something else for myself. I don't know about you, and this is not something that you have to think about doing or being or, whatever, but I'm very into, spiritual things. So I'm going to be off very soon, in another couple of weeks or so. I'm going off on that weekend. I'm going off to make a drum. I'm going to do a drum making course, and I'm going to make a drum for myself. Perhaps I might even be able to then help other people do the same thing. I love drums because drums are an energy that really affect the heart, and I'm very into the heart and the heart chakra. So I'm into those, sorts of things. And I'm actually quite clairvoyant, quite psychic myself. I don't normally share that, but I am, because I produced some time ago, and I'm going to do a show around it. Maybe next show after, I'm going to do a little piece on my Soul Wisdom Oracle cards, which I produced, and they're absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to, I'll do a bit of show and tell on those. Although you can go to my YouTube channel, Bold Not Old, and you can see the Soul Wisdom Oracle cards there, and you can take a look at those, and you can, download those. So, I think they're still up and public, and if not, you can join Bold Not Old, and you can have access to the 43 Soul Wisdom Oracle card readings. There's some fabulous readings for every card, and that's available as well. But I'm going to talk more about that, because I haven't been promoting those sorts of things for myself, because I thought, but anyway, I've decided to be a bit more out there with that, and, offering more of those types of things that I do, and that I'm connected to, and that I can share and help people with. But we'll talk about that at another time. Okay, I'm going to talk for the next 5 minutes or so. I'm going to talk about this whole area of empowered women. Empower women. What does that mean? And when I saw it, I loved it. That's why I picked. They have lots of different T-shirts. They've got a lovely shop for bits and pieces, and her team use the money, or a lot of the money. The whole reason and existence for this is to empower women, empower people's lives, and give to, areas where women need help, and those sorts of things, which are obviously areas where women are abused, and that sort of stuff. And I'm very familiar with that, background, and that sort of whole thing about abuse and that. But we won't talk about that now. So let's have a little chat about, first of all, let's break it up. Empowered women. Take the rest of it out of here. Empowered women. Women who, not queen bees, not authoritarian women, but women who are women like me, women who are know who they are, who know that they're enough, women who know where they fit in. They don't have to, be pushy and shovey, and they don't have to walk over top of other women. They don't have to show other women up. They don't have to be spiteful and horrible and bitchy. They are already super duper empowered women, and we all, you and I both, know women. If we don't know them personally, we've certainly seen, women who are women like that. Like, Louise Hay was one of those people. There's, lots of fabulous women. I'm really, there's just so many of them that are just really amazing. and are very self-empowered and don't feel threatened by anyone else or other women. And so if you're working in the corporate area, if you're in a situation where you've got a job that puts you in contact with other women, and you can reach out, give a hand up, and you can empower other women, then I want you to do it. I want you to do it. And I'm hoping that what I'm doing and the sorts of things that I'm doing and the things that I say empower you or empower somebody around you. I'm hoping that, that's my legacy, that's the sort of thing that, comes of what I'm doing, because that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it so that, I can be uplifting and inspiring and empowering. And if you see something, I don't know, you might see anything, and that's okay. You just might think I'm, a crazy old broad. But if you see something in what I'm doing and you're inspired by that, well, then I'm inspired too. I'm inspired by being able to deliver it, and I'm inspired by the situation I am in at this point in my life to be able to do that, and I'm inspired by being able to say to you that what is it that you want to do? You can do it. I'm not, look, it might be a bit of a push if you came and said to me, well, Wallis, I want to fly to the moon. Well, that might be a bit of a push up. That might be a bit of a stretch. I don't know. It'll depend on how old you are. But, I saw a woman a while ago. She was in her 90s and she wanted to jump out of an aeroplane. And she did it with one of those, tandem things. She didn't do it on her own. And but she did it. And she did it. She didn't say, I want to jump out of an aeroplane on my own. She did it on a tandem thing, and she experienced it and it was exhilarating, and she'd like to do it again. She loved it. I think perhaps maybe she'd like to get into one of those jet airplanes, the fighter jets. Perhaps she'd like to get into one of those and have a ride in one of those. I'm not sure I would, because I'm not really a speedster. I love motor cars, love, but I'm a bit of a cruiser, not a bruiser. So, I like to cruise around. My favourite next car, I think, is going to be one of those Bentley convertibles with the roof down, cruising along the beach. Love. Oh, wouldn't that be fabulous? I love it. So probably need to take one out for a drive and see if it's something that I really, really would like to own. Probably have to get a bigger house for another garage, because there's just room in the garage at the moment for my car, or for the one I've got. But this is about empowering other women. So be empowering. Don't be a queen bee. Don't be bitchy. Don't feel like somebody else is trying to. If you can help someone, if you can put out your hand and you can empower them and lift them up, then do that. Don't discard anybody around you. I saw a fabulous thing recently. I was reading about it was Garth Brooks. I love country and western music. I'm a little bit of a, Dolly Parton fan. No, I'm a big Dolly Parton fan. And Kenny Rogers, who sadly had passed away recently. But I'm a big fan of country and western music. Love it. Especially the steel guitar. And I love Garth Brooks. And many, many years ago, when he wasn't even a name, he went to listen to a guy playing in a bar area. And I think, like a lot of people, he said to the guy, one day when I'm, famous or whatever, I'm going to do a cover on your songs. I love your, music. And the guy was like, oh yeah, well, I suppose a lot of people say that, not that he was famous, the guy, but oh, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be great? But as he said, the man, he said, well, you never know. You never know, you never know who you're talking to. You never know where people's lives go. You never know how that works out. You never know where they end up. And little did he know that, in the future, Garth Brooks would become very, very famous, and he would do, a cover on, some of his music. Love stories like that. Love it when people just don't know, and you just don't know where things end up. And that inspires me, because I think sometimes about, is this all, how do I do this? And is this all worth it? And sometimes when I'm really, really tired, like we all get, I go, oh God, is this worth it? Am I getting there? Or, is anybody listening? Is there anybody else out there? And I thought, you don't know. You don't know. And I think that's the inspiring part. That's what keeps me going. And that's what keeps things ticking over, and, me dressing up, showering, dressing up, getting all, dressed up for, the things that I do. One is I enjoy it and I love it. And I've just got to not get into my head nonsense about, well, is anybody listening, or who cares about this? And people are, because I get comments and I get lots of things, and that's building. And before very long, I'm going to have, it's not huge, but, I'm heading in the right direction of having that, that first 1,000 followers on Instagram that I've wanted, because I feel that that's, that's the beginning. You get there, and then, it's the next step. Many, many years ago, there was a minister called Dr. Robert Schuller from the Crystal Cathedral in America, and I used to listen to him and watch him, and I was always interested. I met him one time. He came to Australia, and I met Robert Schuller and his wife. He was an amazing, amazing man, and his dream of building that Crystal Cathedral was a wonderful, wonderful dream and goal, and he did it even when he ran into, great obstacles. And as he said one time, the biggest thing is the things that happen in our lives, there's no problem with us remaining humble. The biggest thing is to, be up and keep ourselves up. And I found that to be a truism for myself. Life doesn't have any problems humbling you. I mean, if we're worried about, getting ahead of ourselves, don't worry about all that, because life can be very humbling in lots of ways. Even for me, like this last week, spending all my time in the bathroom and in bed, life doesn't have any trouble, keeping you humble. What life has a task or a problem with is keeping us up. So, on that note, be empowered and empower others, will you? Will you take the time to reach out to somebody around you, make a nice comment, send off make a phone call. This email and text thing's all good, sweeties, but gosh, what's happened to picking up the phone and saying, "Hi, it's me. I'm just calling to say that I just wanted to wish you a great day. I was thinking about you, and I just want you to have an amazing day." Wouldn't that be lovely? What if your phone rang and you picked it up and it was somebody that you hardly knew, and they said, "I was just thinking about you a few minutes ago, and I just wanted to ring up and wish you the most amazing day." How would you feel? That's how I want you to feel about other people. So will you do that for me? Make one phone call. It doesn't have to be a great big thing. One phone call. Will you pick up the phone? Each and every one of you, pick up the phone and make one phone call to somebody around you. And it could be a relative, it could be somebody around you, it could be a complete stranger, but make a phone call to someone and wish them the best day and say, "I want you to have the most amazing day. That's what I wish for you today. And I wish for you today the most spectacular and amazing day. Live boldly. live with gusto, live with enthusiasm, live with courage, live with positive thoughts, live with being empowered, live to empower others. Will you do that for me? And I'll talk to you next week on Wednesdays with Wallis. This is Wallis Pattisonn, your host, and we'll be chatting again very, very soon. Go and have a look at boldnotold.com.au, and very soon I'll let you know when it's up, and you'll be able to take a look at that. You'll be able to take a look at that new blog of mine. Bye for now. Have the best and most spectacular, fabulous day. Bye.